This I've formulated as a recipe because it might be easy to use. So what I find looking at disasters, like watching the disaster that happened in New Zealand a couple of years ago, people were doing the right thing. They were saving each other's lives out of the flood. They were forming community groups to feed people, to house and whatever was needed. They were doing what will save us in future disasters. And, we tried to organize this 20 years ago before disasters happened, so we didn't need to have the disasters, but that failed, so now we're in the middle of disasters. And people are doing it. So why am I bothering to write a recipe to ask, to help people do what they do in a disaster? Well, what I think is we're going to be much more successful if we know what we're doing and we keep doing it after the disaster, that we build a different kind of society, culture among us and a way of operating so that we do this on a regular basis, look after each other's lives, make sure everybody's fed and all the basic things that are needed. So what I've done is I've developed a little recipe, but before the recipe, I looked at what kind of things we need and found that it's a completely different system from the one we're operating under now. What I mean is it's based on a set of different values which are in accord with Mother Nature. Yeah, so then the recipe is not a fixed thing. It's not saying, okay, you have to do it my way. It's not like that. I just picked out a few things so that we could use it as a guide. So the basic principle is do it according to Mother Nature. But if you don't have anything, if it's too vague and open, then people will not have enough to grasp, If it's too tight, people will say, I don't want to obey the rules, I need to be. And people do need to their creativity. Our creativity has to be free to move with whatever is suitable for our environment and what we can make of it. So there needs to be room for people to do our thing in our circumstances. And there needs to be enough structure so that we can agree. I would love it to see communities agreeing, okay, this is the way we have to go in future. We have to work with nature. That's the basic thing I think everybody needs to know to do this. And then, so how are we going to work with nature in our community, the way that's going to keep our community safe for the future, both human and animal? That's what I was trying to get at. So don't regard this as Dido Dunlop's little rules. It's not like that. It's like enough, I hope it could be an example of enough guidelines, not too strict, just enough to give us something to work with. Okay, that's why I've done it this way. It's nothing, I haven't invented a completely different world from what everyone else is living with. I just want us to work with nature and do it together in community. Yeah.